Welcome back. Round 2 of Cosmic Crucible Season 23. Apparently this is the last week. I didn't realize that. For some reason I thought there were 7 weeks, but as you can see, end in 3 days. So kind of surprised they didn't announce the new rules or U32, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I fucked up today. I did another bad Annihilus sack, because there's one detail that I missed, which is part of the problem when having an ILS on offense so long. I haven't figured out a lot of the nuances with how to sack things, so today I learned twice why it's really important to sack an ILS a certain way. So let's look at how things went. So first of all, room 1, kind of just an efficiency, kind of whatever room. Maybe if you underestimate Executioner, he'll take away some efficiency. But nothing too crazy, honestly, in here. Then Symbiote 6 with Howard, so Professor X is available. Then here's where I screwed up, and we'll talk about that in a sec. Then we have Phoenix Force with, what is this? Oh yeah, Shaw and Phantom Rider, which can be a little bit annoying. Mephisto with Full Eternals, which is not that great, at least when you consider the rest of the defense. Spoiler, I didn't even use Dread today because I couldn't fit them in. Or well, I could have fit them in here, but I wanted to do something else just to test it out. And then finally, Blue Marvel with Amazing Adventures, but there's no Julia here, so Speed Bar is available, which makes this kind of easier to tackle. So yeah, let's go into the attacks and figure out what I screwed up. So starting with stage 1, I did this room last. I debated here if I wanted to do something like Dread Breaker, which probably would have been a little bit better, but again, because I haven't had a Cursed on offense for so long, I did want to just confirm that this was okay. But yeah, lost some efficiency here, so if by some miracle Tadano doesn't clear me, then, you know, this is a bad idea, but anyway, whatever, it's fine. So yeah, the whole concept here was, well, the only threat is Executioner, so just stun him and kill everyone else. No biggie. Which is generally what happens, but the other thing I debated was, because this guy is going to take a turn, and he still hurts if he hits you. But I debated, like, do I put Helverine next to Juggernaut or Storm? But I figured the only way I lose is if Helverine dies, so if by some miracle this guy kills me, I don't know. I was probably being too conservative because he's got 35 million health, plus Satana's going to heal him up, so yeah, I probably should have just put Helverine next to Juggernaut to eat this hit and then just get healed up by Satana. But anyway, played it too safe, I guess. So anyway, you stun Executioner, so he's not going to do anything here. Then Maestro goes and see. Look at this. When he has diamonds or more stars, he will be terrifying because you know, this is one hit. And I know Storm is a kind of a bad example though, because she also has really bad stats. But she's down to, God, I wish they had this. So yeah, she's down to like 10 million health. So this is like a 20-ish million hit, I guess. I don't really have a lot of boost on them either, but yeah, that still hurt. Actually, forget, what does the little debuff do? Effects. Oh, it doesn't show up here. Where's Maestro? Maestro abilities. Enemy has Wrath, okay, apply Wrath, and then he does a special, barrier for enemies with Wrath. Okay, yeah, so I made this worse, I guess, because she hit him, got Wrath, and then also got hit with this. So yeah, I definitely should have swapped these two and it would have been infinitely safer. But anyway, then I figured, and maybe this is a mistake too, I don't know, I figured just get him under 50% so he'll die. Maybe I should have done one of these two guys, but I was mildly paranoid about him, but again, probably just too safe. Then I just did the heal there. I softened this clump up just a little bit, and then I did Helverine Ultimate, which, you know, does decent damage, but also these guys are pretty beefy, so they didn't die, but they're all ability blocks, so they're no longer really a threat. It's only basics, but even that, you'll see, kinda hurts. Oop. Luckily, this is also speeding up my Juggernaut, so he gets to take his second turn. But yeah, like, that basic just murdered her. So yeah, I should have just swapped the order. But anyway, then I hit into these 3. Because again, the whole point is to just kill Executioner. Nobody else is going to really do anything. Then we do a special. I think it kills 2 people here. Yeah, and then yeah, all the passive from Satana just do that, and then he's dead. So you know, this is fine. Never at risk of losing. Probably should have been Dread, but I still wanted to test this. Was also annoyed that I failed to clear because I was doing a silly sack. But anyway, this works fine. So let's just move on. So stage 2, this is easier than with Professor X by far, because you also get assists from the get-go. And Professor X, what else does he stop? I forget what else he stops, but anyway, Howard here just makes this easier, you'll see. So we start, again, just going in on Null. He's still kind of the one I really think I should get out first, because you also can't focus on Quicksilver, and I'm not gonna bother trying to kill a 5-diamond Riot. What are his stats? Yeah, I'm not gonna try and like focus this guy down. It's gonna take way too long. Plus, honestly, because Quicksilver is rebalancing constantly, you damaging Null is gonna do more damage to Riot over time than you would anyway. So you'll see now, like. This happens. This is, you know, again, 5-diamond Riot. Does he hurt? Sure, but not enough to matter. Then Null does the ultimate, which will give us Safeguard, because that's what Morph Kits says. If someone has Darkness, then turn that into Safeguard. And then we just keep going into Null. And you'll see here with the assist that it's a lot faster to get him low. And you see Riot is already at half health just from me mostly just hitting here. Wolverine did tap him a little bit, but it's the rebalance that's kind of chipping away at him. Howard goes, but he's silenced. He's not really going to do anything, and Angel is just going to flip it even if he wasn't, so whatever. Then we do this. There's no blind today because there's no mind control for Jubilee to hit Wolverine, so again, even more damage because of Professor X missing. And then the ultimate here kills Null. Almost kills Quicksilver, but basically this fight's kind of already over. You can see everyone's low. It doesn't really matter. I've still got plenty of abilities to go. I finish off that guy, finish off that guy. We have to focus Venom because he's the one with taunts. I think he dies here anyway. Oh, no, he doesn't. So 1 extra turn. And then Jubilee Ultimate will kill Quicksilver. So yeah, Professor X version, definitely trickier, but still not really a concern for Exalted. Even the Howard version, though, can fail if you try to do like a Fantastic Four composition. So this is still pretty spicy, and I'm glad I have Exalted for offense for this room, since it's getting more and more popular, or this variant of the room. But yeah, let's see how I fucked up the sack. Alright, so let's talk through the bad sack and also what went wrong because of it. And both hits were impacted by the same problem, which took me a sec to figure out because I was really confused, especially on this hit. So, especially because this is in room 3, ideally what you want to do here is just long sack, which is what I did the first time I tried to sack an Exalted Annihilus. What that did that I was trying to avoid, though, was Annihilus did eventually take a turn, so he got 1 energy back. And against a 4-diamond Annihilus, you kind of need that extra turn, because otherwise he can still kill you even if you push Rod late. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to go in, I'm just going to pause on Storm's ultimate. And it's fine if Angel keeps his ultimate now because they fixed the bug so Annihilus gets vulnerables. I don't really care about anyone else, so I'll just pause there and that's fine. So that's what I did. And then I come in here, and let's see the first thing that goes wrong, and then I'll talk about the second thing, even though they're technically the same thing ultimately, but just going through how I had to process these. So, you know, you play this same as always. So, you know, you're basically hoping to push/kill Annihilus on their Daring Warrior's second turn around. So here you kind of just go through the motions. You know, you're always going to Eclipse Special. I'm just gonna run through these as fast as possible because this is there's nothing new here. Basically, you just press all your buttons. Any decision making comes basically later on. Here I just focused the minion because I had my Daredevil as a striker, but I think I'm gonna make him a raider in the future, and you'll see why. Yep, speed all goes. Now we all get a lot of good buffs. Part of the problem here is actually, why did he lose the immunity immediately? Hang on, is that? Oh, the immunity came from another turns. Okay, that makes sense. So anyway, yeah, we go here. So, alright, so here I always do the ultimate just to do some more damage. Maybe it doesn't matter, but also I want the 2 vulnerables here, guaranteed. So far so good. Now here's the first problem. Because I didn't long sack, where is it? Jubilee's ultimate. Where is it? Reduce speed, apply stun, right? Well, reduce speed bar and apply stun. So the stun alone here, I didn't block it because I could have blocked it, but I'm dead because you need this guy to kill Rod, and if he's stunned, you're screwed. So at this point, I've already lost. So in my head, I'm like, what the hell? How did that happen? I've never seen him get stunned before. Was it just luck? I mean, there's some RNG here where this could have been a different character, although that would still be bad because you need all the damage you can get. But anyway, I'm kind of going through the motions thinking like, am I cleansing this somewhere? No, that can't happen. So anyway, I play this out until Speedball's turn and then just kind of say, okay, no, there's no way. Also, I've done way less damage to this Annihilus than normal, which also confused me. I don't know why, but he's super healthy. Like, I have Daredevil and Speedball left to push Rod, and I feel like even if... Like, I'm not pushing Rod here no matter what, so... I don't know why, but I just somehow just did not do any damage to this guy. So I think this would have failed either way, which was a little weird to me. But anyway, okay, yeah, so I think I stopped here. But anyway, yes, I figured, okay, his turn is lost, she's not going to do anything, then he's going to go, and I'm pretty sure he was ready to ultimate. Let's see. Yeah, he was going to ultimate anyway, so I'm like, I'm just dead. This is over. Plus, I had done nothing to the Exalted X-Men, so there was no reason for me to keep this. I think honestly, even if I had pushed Rod, I guess I would Dread at that point because I have assists. Yeah, I guess I could have cleaned up with Dread if I'd managed to push Rod, but that didn't happen, so I got screwed. So then I figure, okay, well, I guess I got lucky last time, or I guess I realized there at that point, like, oh no, I should have done a long sack and gotten Jubilee's ultimate out as well, which you can usually do. So okay, I guess I have to do Jessica Jones special then instead of the ultimate, which will give me an immunity, and then my Speedwell won't get stunned. So cool, I should be fine then, and at least, you know, maybe I can do enough damage this time. So the other difference is I made Daredevil a striker as well, which worked out, I think, better. So it's Striker Speedball, Raider Eclipse, the Skirmisher there, Raider Thrasher, and also Raider Daredevil. That was kind of my setup this time. So anyway, we're trying it again. Gonna go through the motions once more. Now the problem with this attack was that my Speedball actually got focused. So look at this Annihilus Basic. You know, that's a pretty big chunk there, even though it's blocked. So a lot of perma damage already. Then we do the usual stuff. Like the best option is if you're if the Annihilus hits Jessica Jones, because she's the one that does the least amount in this fight. If anything, I'm debating if replacing her would actually make more sense here. No, I think then you change the turn order though, and that might mess things up with Annihilus getting to his turn faster. Anyway, boop, we do this. Yep, the usual. Cool. Now Daredevil. So see though here, the difference here is that I've already gotten vulnerables on this guy, and now I got even more. So I feel like that's good because this sets up an ISO hit for Speedball here and later. So you'll see I do way more damage this time. Now I do the special again. Cool. See, you know, it's pretty good damage. Yep, he's in the red. Awesome. Now he does a basic over here. He's gonna heal up a bunch. Yes, he's gonna heal. Now normally here I do the ultimate on Jessica Jones and get some more damage into him, you know, keep him as low as possible. But I had to special here because I wanted to give the immunity to Speedball because, you know, I didn't want Jubilee to screw me over again. This time she hits Thrasher, so from that perspective that's cool, but watch down here because the normal turn order is Eclipse, Thrasher, Daredevil, and Speedball. So she does the ultimate there. I don't care, but what happened there? So you might have caught it before. The other problem with the ultimate from Jubilee, which means she can basically never have it, is that it does a rewind. And after Thrasher goes, you can get rewinded or rebound or whatever the hell. So that turn order fucked me over here because I need death proof on this guy desperately, and this guy's special gives death proof. Plus, if he's lost his turn, that's again less damage on Annihilus. So that rewind now causes the following problem because you'll see it in a sec. Because Annihilus decided to basic into Speedball multiple times, he's basically almost dead. So he's going to die to the passive ping on his turn. So I really need that death proof from Thrasher, but their turn order is flipped now because of that rewind. So had Jubilee targeted Eclipse or JJ, it would have been fine. Anyone else is a problem. So she can never basically be allowed to use her ultimate. So I guess Eclipse would have also been a problem because she's going now. But anyway, here I'm like, damn, okay, got good damage on this Annihilus, so maybe we can at least pop the rod and then somehow clean up. Cool, more vulnerables. He's in the yellow, and we're done. Like, that's it. Because I do actually think on this attempt I could have popped rod. I think, though, that I would still lose to the rest of the team. Also, I don't think I could kill him in time, so I think I still lose this, but I've already, cancelled once, so even this attempt was doomed for different reasons, I think, even if everything had gone my way. So yeah, lesson learned. I guess good that I figured it out now at the end of the season, but yes, you kind of have to always long sack this team, because Jubilee Ultimate screws over Daring Warriors, and that's just not something I had ever considered. And now we know, so we learned something at least. Huzzah! But yeah, I basically stopped here, because also I've lost a member, so they're getting assists. Like, it's so over. So yeah, let's just move on to the other rooms. Okay, so stage 4, I've been liking doing these Thunderstrike, Blaststar, Mephisto comps versus Phoenix Force. There's definitely some comps where I could not do this, but luckily most people are not running those. So yeah, I think there's also versions of Dread that can kind of take these comps, but it gets spooky no matter what. So my problem with this was that there's a pre-taunt here, which means I need Mephisto to basic on this guy, and I have to get off this taunt, because usually, yesterday I brought Jeff here. Jeff would just annihilate this team. But I have to get off of this taunt, otherwise Mephisto can't basic into here, and this fight just gets weirder. So I bring Songbird, kind of expecting her to die, because she is a lot squishier. She could have survived, but I get a little bit of bad RNG. Because you can see here, she's going to get almost one shot. The death proof is going to save her from Mephisto, so cool. On paper, she could survive this. Now we do the basic here. Also in this room, because they don't have their safeguard. Neither do I, which also sucks for me, I guess, a little bit. But because they lose their safeguard, I'm able to just do more things to Phoenix Force than normal. Now, one thing that's kind of surprising to me is I didn't get a vulnerable on this guy from Songbird using her ultimate, and the reason why I'm surprised is because she's a raider, right? Yeah, she has like 95% chance to crit. Like, she has 50% baseline and 45% from Raider ISO. Where is it? Is it? Oh, is it 35? That doesn't seem right. I could have sworn this was 45. Anyway, she has a very, even if this is, let's say this is right, that's what is it? 85% chance to crit. So I guess she didn't crit here. Because usually I have a vulnerable to hit into. But anyway, it's fine. We just do that on him instead, and he dies. He doesn't need to die on this turn, but anyway, it's always nice, because now you kind of waste this attack a little bit because you're only hitting one target, but whatever. So then Shaw goes with offense down. It hurts, but I've got plenty of death proofs here. Unfortunately, his passive removes buffs, and this is where me not having safeguard is a problem, because yeah, he reduces the duration of 3 random pauses. I guess the safeguard wouldn't have mattered. So she loses her death proof, but also he removes random buffs, so death proof could have survived here. And then he decides to hit my my Gwen with her next to it. So, you know, I needed him to pick, I guess, not Mephisto, not Gwen. So, yeah, whatever. But we lost a character. It's fine. I guess not having Safeguard here sucks. Actually, I don't get Safeguard anyway, right? Because it's Phoenix Force. What am I saying? Anyway, we're fine. I push her here because I don't care. Mephisto's alive, so as long as he's not dying, then Omega Red's never coming back. Then I just basic into her, because why not? I do another Blastar special. Unfortunately, he dodges it because he's an asshole. But nothing Mephisto special can't handle. Technically, that can be dodged too, I guess. I should have basicked to be safe, because the basic is unavoidable. Anyway, I was never going to lose this. Just some minor efficiency stuff. Hopefully it doesn't end up mattering. Or, well, I don't think it'll end up mattering. But anyway, this ends it right here. So we can go to the next room. Okay, so stage 5. Yeah, this is... I can see the idea behind this, but like, if you want this to get tricky, you really need to not let Fantastic Four just blow it up. Because all you're stopping here, actually you're not stopping anything here. So speed bars on the table, you can OG Emma this, you can Fury this. There's a lot you could do here. So I feel like if this could get interesting if, like, let's say this was not a free room. Because if you pull Fantastic Four somewhere else, like if this was like an accursed, just randomly, then, you know, now I'm not entirely sure what I would do here. I guess today I would use Dread here, but Mephisto versus Dread can also get weird. I think... Actually, I didn't even use Sentry anywhere. So yeah, like here I guess I could have done like Dread Sentry or Dread Breaker and just blow him up. So yeah, a lot of options here, I guess. So, but anyway, let's just go look at it. I brought Old Man Logan here because I guess, though I didn't also want to underestimate this room because Eternals are pretty healthy. They have a lot of like cleanses and clears and all that stuff. So I figured Old Man Logan's just going to be assisting like crazy. Oh, and there's one trap actually here for Fantastic Four. I will give it that. What I wanted to avoid was I never wanted to let's see, I guess that's how it would work. Actually, hang on, let me think through this, because he gains offense up and then he gives offense up to oh yeah, sorry, to all allies. So yes, okay, so that was right. So yeah, I did not want to give everyone offense up, because if I give everyone offense up, this guy now is going to start beating the shit out of me on every turn. So he's going to use his special because I have offense up on everyone. And what his special is going to do in CC at least is... Eternal Saga is not relevant here, so none of this happens. But he's going to clear all the debuffs on his Eternal allies and then heal them back up. So I will run out of juice. So I think... Yeah, I guess I could see Fantastic Four maybe having an issue here if you don't realize you should not special with this guy. However, because of the turn order, we do this. So, you know, he's kind of almost already dead anyway. So I got a little silly here because I could have just specialed Gilgamesh, and then everyone would have offense up, and then I could keep going. But I figured it's fine. I'm just gonna basic on Mephisto because I just want him to die next anyway, and then I just use Franklin. Boop. And so I guess, you know, sure, maybe a Human Torch giving offense down there would have been bad, but also considering how quickly that Gilgamesh died, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway. But anyway, you know, we stun what's his face, Icarus with trauma. Then we ability block Cersei, and basically this is over because they're gonna take turns, but they're gonna do nothing. You know, she does a little passive thing on anyone with death proof, I think. But she does that, calls in the assist. Like, that still hurt quite a bit, honestly. So I guess if they were like, if they hit like someone else squishier, then it could be a problem. But I don't know. Like maybe Human Torch would have died there because he's. You know what? Let's look at this. How much damage did she do? 34 baseline. Let's pretend. So like, let's just say 10 million. Although it's probably a little bit more. I guess Human Torch. Yeah, he's got 20 million. So like this would have taken him to half health. So anyway, even just those two basics hurt. But anyway, it's still pretty much over because we get to do this, and then I get to heal up a little bit because of the ultimate. So yeah, Fantastic Four comps can work here. I guess if you don't focus Gilgamesh first with the assist and Fantastic Four, and then use the special with Human Torch, you might get in trouble because you're just gonna start getting smashed by Gilgamesh. But I don't know if that would ever be like a full trap or not. But just something to consider. And finally, stage 6. So yeah, Amazing Avengers without Julia does just get eaten alive. I think the Super Skrull version of Amazing Avengers is probably the best one to run, just because it'll force them to do something about Super Skrull. Because if you leave Super Skrull unchecked, then he's just going to do bad things to you. So what happens here is Jeff takes away literally everything that prevents Amazing Avengers from instantly dying, which is their evades and their defense up. They are very squishy without that, like ridiculously squishy. Like this is only Jeff, well, one assist, but like they're practically dead. So here I do one of these. Cool. 2 turns, and 1 swipe. 3 turns. Like, I don't even need Odin here. Like, this could have just been something else. Like, I had Sentry spare, I had Breaker spare here. That's why I'm pretty sure I've lost this round, because it's so rare that I have so much left over, which means my opponent has a lot on offense. So I think even if they struggle, they're still going to full clear, so that should just be a GG, but it's fine. So yeah, that was the last one. Only 3 rounds. You know, it's fine. At least I realize now part of what makes sacking Exalted X-Men and Annihilus tricky. And yeah, so TLDR there is you have to get Jubilee ultimate out, even if it means Annihilus somehow gets to get 1 energy back, because at least that you can clear. If you can't push the rod though, then you're never going to clear that. So yeah, we'll take that into the next season. But anyway, let's see how my opponent did. Yeah, so unfortunately Tadano was fairly clean, dropped 2, got a little lucky with 2 attacks, one a coin flip and kind of got lucky with targeting on another, but I think, yeah, I mean, I think I would have won on efficiency if I'd only dropped the 2, but that's not how the cookie crumbled. So yeah, 1-1, so hopefully we can go 2-1 tomorrow. See you then.